What's going on, guys? Glazed here today to bring you a video discussing something I want to talk about. Uh, so, as some of you know, I used to post a lot of Destiny 2 content on this channel. Used to play the game quite heavily. I think I have over like 4,000 hours in the game, which is absurd, and I actually kind of wish I never put that many hours into it. But I've been playing Destiny since like the beginning. I played since Destiny 1, all the way up to now. I've been through the rough times. I've been through the good times. And at this point in my life and where Destiny currently is at, for me, I think I'm completely done playing the game. I think I'm going to stop playing the game completely. I just have no interest in it. I have no interest in continuing to play it. I have no hope in the developer. I have no faith in them at all. As a studio or just as a developer in general. But let's talk about like why I don't want to play this game anymore. In the background, it's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which actually I have been enjoying quite a bit. Even when I'm not doing good, I have been enjoying this game. It feels great. That's another video for another time, though. So Destiny 2. So I'm mainly a PvP player, right? As you can tell from my videos, I used to play PvP a lot. I did dabble in PvE. I used to raid quite a bit with the raid team, which, I love raids. If I can make it to a point where I could still just raid every expansion and that's it, I would. But that would also tie into another complaint I have, which we'll get into, later. But let's talk about PvP for now. The main focus. The main reason why I'm quitting. PvP slowly and surely throughout the years has been ignored. It has been treated like garbage. And it's been very abundant. Bungie doesn't care about PvP or its player base. Now, I know PvP players get a bad stigma. Cheaters, along with the Bomb Squad kitten scandal, which, has come out with other creators recently, or as of late, when it comes to defending said people within the kid-loving culture, which I'm not going to even dabble into right now at all. That's a whole nother video I'd like to make too. Honestly, this channel might just become a whole commentary channel, which I don't care to do. I like doing commentary. I think it's fun. It's just gameplay in the background. Whatever. Less stressful, less editing. Makes me happier. Anyway, so yeah, I know the PvP players got a bad stigma already, which thankfully I don't fall in any of those categories. Thankfully. But yeah, I love PvP. I love Trials of Osiris. I used to like going, every weekend, link up with the boys, go flawless a couple times. It was a fun time. Especially with the Trials of Osiris rework. That was phenomenal. Like the first like time it came out, and like actually not long after that, like it was pretty good. And then the flawless pool became a thing, and it just became bad, dude. Like people would just resettle in 6 wins, and people would farm the non-flawless pool, and it's not fun, because usually I used to like get, I'd like to get flawless before the flawless pool hit, because, it means I could be dumb, which sucks, because, there was no incentive to continue in the flawless pool. That's why a lot of people reset at 6 wins, which is so cringy, but, I mean, there was incentive, but there also wasn't the same time to play in the flawless pool. But yeah, Trials of Osiris has went downhill. I seen last weekend, I think, the player base was like 10,000. That's ridiculous. That's actually insane. In general, PvP as a whole, what really did it for me, I want to say it started in Beyond Light with Stasis, but Stasis got fixed pretty well, and Stasis is pretty balanced, or was pretty balanced before I left. I didn't have a problem with Stasis at all. It was still relatively strong, but it wasn't overbearing and wasn't as oppressive. But I think the first big glaring point to me that what really started it was the buff to pulse rifles. And it really, listen, I'm not against pulse rifles. If pulse rifles are your favorite weapon, man, awesome. Happy for you. I like pulse rifles too, but that's not my preferred weapon of choice. I love hand cannons in PvP. Always have. But I like also to switch it up and use different weapons too. I don't like primarily just focus mainly on hand cannons. Because it used to be if I played PvP and I got bored of using a hand cannon, I'd just use something else, like pulse rifle, auto rifle, SMG, something of that nature, just to have fun. And yeah, pulse rifles should have a place in the meta. Absolutely, they definitely should. I think the oppressiveness pulse rifles have loomed on PvP as of late has really made it tough to play anything else It's promoted a slow play style, a slow, just, I don't know, man. I'm just not a fan of it. It just really mitigates aggressive play, which is like what I like to play. I like to play aggressive. Always have in any shooter game. I like to play aggressive. It's fun to me. Even if I don't do the greatest. I just think aggressive play is more engaging. It's more fun. It's just how I get my fun. If you don't like playing that playstyle, that's perfectly fine. Everyone has the right to play the playstyle they want. I just don't think any playstyle should overbear the other. Or should overpower the other. And unfortunately, that's what the pulse rifle meta, after the buff, has done. It's made a more passive playstyle overwhelm run and gun, which kind of sucks, man. That was the first thing that threw me off, and the first thing I just wasn't a fan of. The second thing that really stood out to me is what I think a lot of people actually started taking note of was the initial slide changes. I think that was the beginning where I started to take notice, and a lot of people started taking notice that Bungie was literally nerfing movement in the game to further help people who probably didn't have much knowledge in terms of movement. Because the one thing I will say about Destiny 2, it is not a competitive shooter by any means. But the one skill gap that it did have, that everyone seemed to enjoy for the most part, was the movement gap. Like, the movement was the skill of Destiny, and it was the most satisfying part of Destiny. Destiny has a lot of things going for it in terms of mechanics. The guns, I still to this day don't think there's any game I've played, FPS-wise, where the guns feel as great and as addicting as Destiny has. I still give it that. The guns feel incredible. There's no other game that even compares to Destiny in terms of how guns feel. They're one of the most addicting parts of the game. The second is the movement. Destiny has some of the most addicting movement I've ever played in a game. There's a lot of other games that have really good movement I'm addicted to. Like, I love Apex's movement. I think it feels great. I love Overwatch's movement. It's just Destiny's a whole different level. It's always been a different level. And when the slide nerfs happened is when a lot of things started becoming apparent on what Bungie's agenda was. Looking back, you can see they were taking baby steps to kind of hide or mask what they were trying to do. But after a while, it became pretty clear what the main goal or objective was. The slide nerfs and sliding around corners to engage in gunfights, which is what most people in PvP always did. It's been a thing since D1. Sliding around corners to engage in combat has always been a thing. The only people that never did it were people who just weren't as good at the game or didn't have the knowledge to do that, or just didn't play PvP very much. And that was that was the first thing. The second thing was honestly the one thing that caught everyone by surprise, and what everyone, for the most part, has complained about is the aerial effectiveness. Oh man, the aerial effectiveness, man. I think that was one of the final nails in the coffin for me, was that. And I just think I was done after that. I played it a little bit, and I laughed at the concept of it, and I laughed when I first played it because it was stupid. And yeah, I guess they have done a little tweaking to it, but it's still terrible. The nerf to Stompies, was it warranted? I don't know. I never had a problem with Stompy Hunters. I never had a problem looking up. I kind of see the issue on old gen consoles where FOV is limited. I can see where a hunter jumping up with Stompies could make them hard to beat because they go off screen. But when it comes to PC, at least for me, I never had an issue with it. I don't know, man. The aerial effectiveness is what really killed it for me. It's what really put the nail in the coffin. I was just done. And it was pretty apparent at that point what Bungie was trying to accomplish, given, honestly, the slower play style, the more boots on the ground feel, which Destiny has never been about at all. And now it was in this purgatory of either you play a pulse rifle and you don't move your feet off the ground and you have a chance at winning, or you try to play your old playstyle and you just get punished severely because the guy sitting in the back of the map just crouch. Along with getting 2 bursts to the head by no time, even around corner. No time is just such an outlier. I don't know if it's been fixed or not. I don't care if it's been fixed or not, because there are other pulses in the game that are just so strong right now. Their pulses and overall were just too strong. I couldn't do it, dude. There was many times even when I would play the pulse, I would shoot somebody after they went around the corner, and I would even say how stupid it was and how it didn't make sense. That's the game I guess Bungie wants to have now. And that's a game I don't want to be a part of, for the most part, PvP-wise. and then you add on top of the quitting penalties in casual game modes, yeah, I'm done, dude. I'm done. I don't understand what the issue was putting penalties in a casual playlist. And then there's people that defend it, like, oh yeah, you shouldn't be able to win. And it just seems that's what the player base wants. I'm good, man. I don't want to invest any more time in your PvP. It's just the way it's went. It's not for me. I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy being forced to play matches in progress that are unwinnable, matches in progress that are just games in general that are on maps that I can't stand because the map rotation, at least for Season 18, has been complete dog water. There's Junction, Convergence, or Pantheon, whatever. I don't like it. No thank you. I'm good. But PvP-wise, that's what my main complaints are. Now, moving over to PvE, it's monotonous. It's the same old grind. Strikes, you do powerfuls and pinnacles, and it's the same content. The DCV has really ruined this game, I think. There's no replayability in anything half the time. It's just not fun. The AI in PvE is still stupid. The only way they make PvE even somewhat remotely challenging is just champions, and that's lazy. And it's the same repetitive, monotonous grind. The artifacts forcing you to use certain weapons for champions instead of, letting me play the way I want to play. How Bungie always championed after they left Activision. Play how you want. Just as long as we let it happen. In parentheses, PvE is a monotonous grind. I don't want to fucking power level up doing my strikes because strikes aren't fun anymore. Strikes have no strike-specific loot. It's not like in D1 where you can get skeleton keys and just farm strikes over and over for certain weapons. It's not there anymore, man. I don't want to do the monotonous power leveling grind. And that ties into the raids. Like, if I could just come back per, I guess, DLC or whatever, just to play the raid, I would, because I love raiding. Raiding's great. It's fun. But knowing I'd have to come back and do the monotonous light level grind or power level grind, whatever it's called now, I'm not about it, man. It's not fun, because then I have to do my strikes. I have to do Gambit, which no one likes freaking Gambit. Gambit's awful. It's always been awful. Unless you're in a full team, then it's kind of fun. PvP, which I'm not going to dive in anymore. It's in a terrible state. It's terrible. The Nightfalls, they're just not fun. They're not challenging, especially when it comes to just champions. It's not fun. It's very limited to how you want to play. I'm just not about it, man. It's the same monotonous grind. It's boring. It feels like a job. It feels like work. It doesn't feel fun, which is what I play a game to play now. Especially me hitting the age of 30. I'm old. I'm sorry. With a family, 2 kids, and a wife. That's right, I got a waifu. But 2 kids and a wife, and I want to spend time with them more often. And I want to dedicate more time towards them. I don't have the time, nor the passion, and I just don't have the time to grind this game anymore. It's not worth grinding because there's not much to do. It's the same repetitive, regurgitated stuff. It's always been. It's nothing new. Bungie has become lazy. The seasonal model has killed this game. The DCV has killed this game. And the developers themselves have killed this game. This game is meant for a casual grinder. And I don't even want to grind anymore. Even if as just a casual, I just don't want to grind the same monotonous stuff. It's not a grind, it's a job. I just don't have the time nor the patience for this game, nor its developers anymore. I have no faith in Bungie anymore. I will probably never buy a game Bungie makes ever again unless they somehow turn around 180 and just change my mind completely, which is very, very unlikely to happen at this point. The game's in a critical state. This is the second time they've let it happen within Destiny 2's lifespan. And if you didn't learn from the first time in year 1 and you're letting it happen again, it tells me you're too comfortable and you don't care as long as you're making money. Other than that, the only games I've been playing right now that I've actually been enjoying quite a lot that I can play casually are Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, which is... I'll make a video talking about that and what I think about the game, because honestly, it's so fucking good. I've been enjoying it. Even if I'm doing bad, I enjoy it. And Overwatch 2, my love for Overwatch has been reignited. I love Overwatch so much. I loved Overwatch 1. I had a lot of hours in Overwatch 1, and I've just been, frankly, enjoying Overwatch 2 a lot, too. I have people I can play with in both games all the time. I've always got people to play with in both games, and just playing with friends has been mainly the end goal for me. in terms of playing video games right now. Just having fun, having laughs, and just, you know, enjoying myself overall. And, you know, with minimal grind, just enjoying it. When Warzone 2 comes out, I probably will play it too. I'm definitely wanting to play the DMZ mode for Call of Duty, but that's another video, like I said, for another time. But yeah, those are the two games I'm playing more than likely now. Apex Legends here and there, if people are playing. But yeah, I think I'm done with Destiny 2. I think I'm done with it for good. I doubt I'll ever come back to it. I don't have that drive or passion to play it anymore. It drains me to even think about it. And honestly, overall, since quitting, I've been in a better mood. I've been happier. I've been able to enjoy life more. And it started to actually show me that maybe Destiny 2 was just an addiction I had. And I just needed to kick it. It really feels like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders since quit playing Destiny. I haven't played the game in 2 months. And I've felt great. Overall, that's all I want to talk about. Just want to get it off my chest. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a nice day.